Hey everybody, Dave Neal here. In today's video, I'm going to recap the vice presidential debate. It's the only one that's happening during this 2020 election season. We've got Mike Pence debating Kamala Harris. I like to only find the funny parts and then react to them and discuss them, break them down as if it's actually a stand-up show. Now, in this debate, there really wasn't much humor. Global pandemic, what can you do? If you look at some of the past videos, I had a Trump town hall I did, some reactions to, and then the Democratic primaries, which was a ton of fun. Check that video. But for this debate, let's look at what happens, some humorous moments. It really just feels like couples therapy. So let's get right into it. Put this over here. Yeah, it really feels like the couples therapy that happens like the last session before you get a divorce. That's what this feels like over here. So you can tell right away they got the plexiglass divider, which is great because, Mike Pence doesn't want to get any of Kamala's evil pheromones wafting over. He's got that boner shield happening right there. He double bagged it, like back in the college days. Now, before we even start, look at this. Pence has no shot debating Kamala Harris. She brought the big eyelashes out. You never want to debate a lady when she has the big eyelashes. If my fiance has her big eyelashes on, I never even try to fight her. Like whatever she says is the law, because if those eyelashes come off, the earrings are coming down, she's gonna have a stiletto coming out pretty soon. You don't need that. The eyelashes are good for a debate. They deflect insults like Goldberg and Mighty Ducks, just dodging a puck. They're gonna make it hard for me on this debate because there really wasn't much funny happening.
The reality is, when you look at the Biden plan, it reads an awful lot like what President Trump and I and our task force have been doing every step of the way. Quite frankly, when I look at their plan that talks about advancing testing, creating new PPE, developing a vaccine, it looks a little bit like plagiarism, which is something Joe Biden knows a little bit about.
She looks at him like, oh, it's going to be one of those debates. Oh, that's what we're doing today? We're doing one of those debates? Okay, all right, okay, cool. Hey, look, as far as like a roast joke goes, that's a good roast joke. It's kind of wordy. It took him a while to get to it, you know what I mean? But he came out swinging. As we all know, Biden ran for president in like the 80s, and he was accused of plagiarism, which, if you look at the info, Pence isn't wrong right here. So first point goes to Pence.
Kamala Harris, Senator Harris, I'm sorry.
It's fine, I'm Kamala.
No, you're Senator Harris to me.
She's trying to get that Beyonce energy. She's a one-word lady, you know what I mean? But by the way, let's just all be informal at this point. It's 2020. The whole race is a joke. It's Mike, it's Kamala, and we got Joe and Don. That's it. That's all we got. No last names.
If the Trump administration approves a vaccine before or after the election, should Americans take it, and would you take it?
If the public health professionals, if Dr. Fauci, if the doctors tell us that we should take it, I'll be the first in line to take it. Absolutely. But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
That's like when you go out trick-or-treating for Halloween and your mom's like, don't take any candy from people if they made it themselves. She's like, oh, Fauci's got the vaccine. Yeah, let's take it. Trump's passing out vaccines. You know what? I'll get the next round. I'll let you guys go first, women and children first. Kamala's going to wait.
We still learn from it. And I think the American people, I'm going to say again, can be proud
Vice President Pence, I'm sorry,
of what we have done. And Senator, please stop undermining
Pence.
Confidence in a vaccine.
She keeps looking at the moderator like, do you believe this guy? What is he even saying? He's just blowing hot air right at her. Luckily, she has the plexiglass divider to stop the windows fogging up. She needs a squeegee at the gas station to be like, you still over there, Pensy boy? But I do love Kamala's reactions. I was watching one of the videos, I think C-SPAN only had the close-ups of each candidate. They didn't show the reactions, but you need to see Kamala's reactions. Her reactions are everything. Because she can't interrupt them, but no one said you can't make snarky faces while you're waiting. The way Kamala reacts, and she's just like, are you kidding me? She looks like she's overcome by the Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? Like she's in some Pentecostal church and they're all passing out like this guy. What do other countries think of us when they see this? You know what I mean? Like this guy, like, oh boy, there's the Holy Spirit. Just knocks you down like bowling pins. Look what they did with the little girl. They just picked her back up. What do they do? Oh, you want some more Holy Spirit? Did you not get enough Holy Spirit? Boom, Holy Spirit. There it goes again. They got the guys catching him in the background. Oh boy, USA folks, you wonder why you didn't win an election. There it is.
Joe Biden, 47 years in public service compared to President Donald Trump, who brought all of that experience 4 years ago.
Thank you, Vice
And
President.
turned this economy
Vice
around
President.
by cutting taxes, rolling back regulation.
Thank you,
unleashing
Vice
American
President.
Thank you
energy,
so much.
Fighting for
Thank
free
you.
and fair trade.
Thank you
And
so
all of
much.
that's
Thank you,
on the
Vice
line
Thank you.
If Joe
Thank
Biden
you.
and Kamala Harris.
You know, that's a
in the
good
White
segue into our third
great
topic,
segue.
which is about the economy.
Kamala goes, that's a great segue. That's the presidential debate version of Hold My Cosmopolitan. Oh, that's a great segue. Let's get into it. She's just like unbuttoning her cufflinks that she doesn't have on. You ever not have cufflinks on and you're still like, all right, let's do it. Let's roll up the sleeves. We're heating up.
There was a time when our country believed in science.
Look how she looks at him. Oh boy, the way she says that. Let's rewind that. I'll watch that one more time.
There was a time when our country believed in science.
This is the marriage. This is the couples counseling I'm talking about. The way she said, there was a time our country believed in science. That's like when you're in therapy and you're like, there was a time when Jim used to hold me at night, but now he's too busy, making reaction videos.
And invested in research and development.
That was a good one.
But America, you just heard Senator Harris tell you, on day one, Joe Biden's going to raise your taxes. It's really remarkable to think, Susan. I mean, right after.
She's getting just completely like railroaded, gaslit, whatever the woke terms are now. But this is a good example of it. He just like paraphrases the most negative version of what she wants to say. And like all she can do is laugh at this point because, I don't think, it's one thing to have a moderator in a debate, but if you were prosecuting the defense, if this was in trial, you would see right through it. It's baloney. And my goal is to not bring any personal biases into it. He's just like a heel, in wrestling, the term heel, like the bad guy. He's just the bad guy. But you know what he does is he commits to the bit. Just like in comedy, if you're going to do a big act out, tell a joke, you got to commit to the bit or else they don't believe it. Well, he is really committing to this bit. I mean, I don't know if he believes any of it. Maybe he does. But the guy, man, he drank the Kool-Aid. You got to give credit where it's due.
In the United States Senate. They want to abolish fossil fuels.
Look at her. She goes, wow. It's like she's at the zoo. He's just talking and she just goes, wow. Watch it.
States Senate. They want to abolish fossil fuels and ban.
It's like her first time going to Cirque du Soleil. She's like, wow, it's incredible how much they contort all of my words. You know what I mean? I've never seen Kamala smile and look this jovial. I actually really enjoyed her right now. I mean, imagine her like, having a meeting with Vladimir Putin or something. Because I mean, look, this might not age well, but I do think that she will. My guess is that Biden wins, she's VP, and then she becomes president. She's going to be the first female president, just Kamala. That's going to be her campaign slogan, just Kamala. Let the haters argue in the comment section, but I just think this is the way we're going.
Tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well,
I'm speaking.
It'd be important if you said the truth. Joe Biden said twice in the debate last week that he's going to.
This is what a mom does when the mom lets the kid keep talking after the kid, like the kid knows he's going to, time out. So he tries to fumble his way through.
Well,
I'm speaking.
It'd be important if you said the truth.
Keep going.
Joe Biden said twice in the debate last week that
you want 2 weeks detention? You just got 3.
he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts.
She's having fun.
Is he only going to repeal part of the Trump tax cuts?
If you don't mind letting me finish, we can then have a conversation, okay?
Please.
Okay. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone who makes less than $400,000 a year. He has been very clear about that. Joe Biden will not end fracking. He has been very clear about that. Joe Biden.
Look at it. How it's like he just got attacked by her eyes. Look at him. He's like, wow. Just like straight through the plexiglass. She just bore a hole through the plexiglass. She was talking. He made some sort of noise. Was that sexual? I don't know what that noise was, but I think that was as close as Mike Pence has had to a good time this year, if you know what I mean. Let's listen to that noise.
Very clear about that.
One more time.
Will not end fracking. He has been very clear about that. Joe Biden is the.
Well, what can you do? They're the type of couple that gets a divorce, but then they start hooking up after they take their 7-year-old kid to soccer practice a few years later, and then they just realize that they actually love the friction they create together. By the way, check this out.
Is the.
What is that face? Guys, I've been wondering who Pence reminds me of. It's Steve Carell. It's Steve Carell playing a vice president. That's who Mike Pence is, in an ironic, comedic version of a vice president. You know what I mean? They're the same person. Except Steve Carell's in on the joke. There it is. Same guy. Now what can you do?
But look, Senator Harris, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. You yourself said on multiple occasions when you were running for president.
She goes, that's a good line. You ever have someone use a pickup line at you at the bar, and the chick's like, oh, I'm not going to take you home, but that's a good line. You know what I mean? You did okay. You did all right there, Mikey. You worked on that line. You delivered it. It's a good line. It ain't going to happen. Not if this 2 plexiglass wall has anything to say about it. Build that wall.
Donald Trump, when asked about the wildfires in California, and the question was, the science is telling us this, you know what Donald Trump said? Science doesn't know.
You see what she does there? When actions speak louder than words, right? She goes, science doesn't know. What? Like what is that? I don't even have English words to describe what that is. Let's watch that again in slow motion.
And in fact, Joe, if elected, will be only the second practicing Catholic as president of the United States.
Look, I wouldn't brag about that. Didn't end too well the first time. Hashtag inside job, all right? Go easy on the Catholics. Which is so funny because I come from a Catholic family and they're all voting for Trump. And I'm like, you guys got a Catholic right there. Whatever happened.
I'm so glad we went through a little history lesson. Let's do that a little more.
Okay, what I love what Kamala's about to do is she's about to get extra nice. And I love this version of schooling somebody. This is like when a teacher has a brat in the classroom and like, okay, you want some extra credit? Well, why don't you park down there and stay inside during recess? I'm going to tell you a little bit about Abe Lincoln. You know what I mean? Like, watch how nice she gets.
In 1864.
Well, I'd like you to answer the question.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
She's whipping out history. In 1864, 7 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, and then and this is the best part right here. And then she goes, "I'm speaking." Okay, just because I took pauses in between words doesn't mean you get to interject.
In 1864.
Well, I'd like you to answer the question.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. Okay.
That has to be the best part. It's my turn. So if you don't mind, you can park it. You know what I mean? And then, of course, the final bit, you know what I mean? Some jokes you can't write. You know what I mean? Okay, I know everyone's going to say it's hack to even make a joke. There's no joke to be made. That's the joke. That's a perfect joke. You know what I mean? And I bet you he had like a liberal hairstylist who put a little extra sugar in his hairspray or something. Like, okay, we'll see if there's any of these flies get out. Anyway, what'd you guys think? Leave a comment below. Look, some of my other videos, I've actually been able to break down jokes that were said during the debate because, you know what I mean? Humor can be used as a way to show a sign of emotional intelligence. And I think Kamala, uses it, in a little bit of a way to be whippy. Pence came out with a couple jokes. I just think, it's, coming from that personality or whatever you want to call it there, they just probably didn't hit too hard. Hey, but maybe these didn't hit too hard either. Hey, he's got a decent hairline. I'll give him that. I wouldn't mind having hair like that when I'm his age. Anyway, folks, leave a comment if you want to see any other videos. Check them out. I'll link them below in the description. Hit the subscribe button. And next week is the presidential debate. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about. I'll do a recap of that. So have a good one. Bye, everyone.